Well, good evening, everyone. Finally, apologies for that. Had a few technical difficulties. Welcome to Delta T Racing Thursday night, so it's time for Division 2. We're coming from round number 6 from a very wet Silverstone. Has been set up as a wet race just to introduce just something different in the season. So we'll be looking at a wet qualifying and a wet race as well. How hard it's going to come down, we don't know, but we'll wait to find out. Just looking at the chat, good evening to Andre and to Pipke as well. Pipke is our championship leader, as you would have seen from the tables coming into this. Right, okay, let's jump on. Who is out first? It's probably going to be... Oh, it's not Ralph this week. He's normally out first. Looks like Tom Putty is going to be the first one out. So we'll jump on board with him as we always do. So everybody on the wets at the moment. Some puddles out there. Should dry up during the race. I mean, last night... intermediates was certainly the tyre at the end for Division 1, almost onto the dry tyre. I think the times were down about 1:36 flat. I think Mars Ranger putting in a 35.4 or 35.6, I think it was. So yeah, I mean, by far had the pace in qualifying. But yeah, certainly, so we could see it dry up towards the end of qualifying. I don't know the exact weather conditions other than it is wet, wet, wet. So anyway, Tom now coming down the Wellington Straight up towards Luffield. Difficult corner to take in the dry, this one, let alone in the wet. Wants to kick you out all the time. You need to come off, and then get on as literally as you cut into the apex. Full throttle down the old start-finish straight into Cops. So pretty much a flat-out corner in the dry, maybe a slight lift, but a heavy lift there in the wet conditions, certainly for Tom, as he heads into Beckett's and Chapel. A bit wide there, just testing the conditions at the moment. We'll see people will have loaded up with 4 or 5 laps of fuel. We'll just go out and do a few laps just to get used to the conditions. The times will come down as the track dries and their confidence improves. But as always, we're on with the first person, which is Tom, so he'll be the first one to put a lap time on the board. Not always the case, sometimes we get people that invalidate, but this week Tom is going for it. It's a 46.6. Just behind him I think we have Riker coming in 45.5, so already a second quicker there. Then we have the second McLaren, Andre just about to start an out lap. Ralph coming across with a 46.6. behind him is one of the Red Bulls. It was Pipke at 47.7. Okay, next across the line, we're looking at the Red Bulls. Yep, the Red Bull Racing of Johnny, second place in the championships. Missed one race, otherwise I think he would probably be up at the top. They've certainly been very consistent this week. Riker winning a 45.5 there, was that the top spot? Johnny into second with a 46.4. Okay, coming across the line now, I think that's an Alpine, looks like to start its lap. We have one of the Kicksalvers, again that'll be the start of the lap. The other Red Bull of Connor is on an out lap, he'll be starting. His brother Adam is on a lap, it's coming into the final turn now. It's a 47.6. But as I say, the times are going to tumble. They'll get quicker and quicker the more confidence that they get on these new tyres. Then looking at Mercedes next of Tom Putty. Yeah, he's going to go for multiple runs, so obviously got a fair amount of fuel in there. Much slower lap this one than his last lap, but was perhaps a I think they're doing a push, then an ease off, then a push. So Riker coming round just behind his teammate. and his teammate takes pole with 144.4, 1.1 second difference. So Andre certainly feeling confident in the wet conditions so far. Not a great season for him, as he finished last season off on absolute fire, and I would have put him up as one of the championship contenders this season. But finds himself just languishing down in the table a little bit. Bit of a lock up there from Riker, probably just going a bit, but I'm not sure if this rain is easing up, but we'll certainly get a drier line coming out. So onto the inters. That's a point actually. I will bring up the tyres because the majority are on wets, but Rika now, well, Rika's been on the inters I think since the start. I don't think he's pitted, so 45.5 on that. Wets are probably still the quicker tyre at the moment with Andre up at the top, but I think the crossover is going to come in the next sort of 5-10 minutes maybe. Not sure how long we've got left of qualifying. Too many cautions up there at the moment for me to see. So Bog on an out lap, he'll be trying to set his first one. Rika now, oh Riker, sorry, 2.2 seconds out, so we're looking at a 43 here. So it certainly looks like the inters could be the tyre to be on. Andre ahead, doesn't improve, but Riker does, 43.0, so 1.4 seconds quicker. So certainly intermediates are the tyres to be on. Certain there's a few that haven't come out yet. Jack sitting in the pit lane. Piney saying he has not had any time to practice, doesn't play it a lot, and yeah, I think he's struggling a bit there in the wet conditions. Connor yet to set a time. Who was that just popped the time? Summers with a 45.1. Got an Alpine next. Is it Rush? No, it's not. It's Pombert. 44. Well, it's a 48. So it was a bit of a slower lap by him, but nevertheless, right, Composite crosses line 46.3, and Skipper with a 45.6 up into 6th position. So a pretty damn respectable time from Skipper there. Who is next? We're looking at the other Red Bull of... It's not Pipke. Who's coming across the line? I can't really see, but the Mercedes just behind him. But let's Pipke on his lap. I know who has popped in a time up in a second place. Bog, so sorry, I missed that completely. I'm just looking for you a bit further down and joining the end of the lap, and he beat me to it, the 43.4. So just 4/10 off of provisional pole position. I say a lot of people now will be coming out on the inters. Still got 8 minutes left of qualifying, so ample time for them to come in and put those inters on and get a few runs in. I think people that are on the inters will come in, put a fresh set on, and try and get a late run in as well. So Dog is on a relax lap that time, but Jack hasn't got out yet. I'm not sure if he's going to do a last to first. So he's done well this year. I think 3 races, first, second and first, so he is pretty consistent. But yeah, we have had obviously 5 races to date, and we've had 3 winners. Pipke picking up 1, and then J5 Gaming and Kazingle picking up 2 apiece. So we'll see if we see a first-time winner of the season tonight. Obviously defending champion Summers now pole position with a 42. These times are absolutely tumbling, so Rush is down there. Summers has crossed the line. Who is going to be next? Is that Pipke? No, Pipke's further round. Is that a Wiggett? No. I'm really struggling to see with these blues as to which one's which. I think Pombert's just popped himself up there. So Skipper and Composite coming next, 10th and 13th respectively. Can they improve on that, not on this lap. Aston Martin coming into the pits now, so Mos Eisley is into the pits. Mos Eisley also doing well, missed last week's race, but has recorded pole position. Is Andre going to match you behind 44.4? No, he doesn't. I think he might have been on ease down lap. Certainly looks like he's pushing now and using some of that ERS. So the times are tumbling. I'm struggling to keep up with who is next across the line. Looks like it's going to be Summers next, 1.3 down, so he won't improve, but he will go for a second push lap. Is it Rush or Pombert? So Pombert goes wide in that final sector. Doesn't invalidate though, but comes into the pits nevertheless. We then have Ralph is on an out lap. Just behind him, brother Adam is on an out lap. We have, then we're back to, I think it's the Alpines, isn't it? Yeah. Into the pits there. So I think you're going to find most people coming into the pits now to put a fresh set of intermediates on and go out for a final run. Piney Penguin out of qualifying there. I'm not sure if he crashed or whether he's retired in the pits. But looks just be struggling a bit in the wet conditions. Maybe wants to be at the back of the grid. Bogorovsky putting in a stonker of a lap, 41.023, beating Riker by, what's that, 45 thousandths of a second. So Bog again's probably not at the start to the season that he wanted, sitting in 8th position I think on around about 24 points. Is actually higher in the driver standings in Division 1 where he's in 7th place with 41 points. So he's actually scoring more points in Division 1 than he is in Division 2 this season. Right, who is going to be next across the line? Was that Pipke? No, Pipke's into the pits, so that will be Summers just ahead of him. So he has been using his ERS on this, so we'll see if he improves on his 42.1. Looks like he will. It's a 40.2. My God, does he improve. So Summers up onto provisional pole. As I say, this track is now just getting quicker and quicker. Ralph, I'm not sure if this is a hot lap for him. 41.5 takes him up in the 5th position, so not a bad lap. We then have brother Adam crosses the line, 41.5 up into 5th place. But as I say, these times are going to be changing so quickly. Mos Eisley on an out lap. Looks like just behind him is that Bog still going. Yeah, so Bog's going to go for another lap. 1.3 down on this. So it looks like he's just giving himself a couple of ease off laps. Not sure if he's got time to come into the pits now. But he is going to push this one out for all that he has. Skipper. He's on a slower lap. Composite has let. Is that the Williams of Nathan? Oh, no, it's not a Williams. It's not a Red Bull. Oh, these blues doing my head in. He's Johnny, right, 45.3 for Johnny. He will improve on that hugely, so 40.6 puts him into 3rd position. Purple sector 3 there. Who is coming next? So Summers says he's an ease off lap, but I mean, considering he's eased off, he's done a 41.9, so that's not a bad lap, to be honest with you. Okay, who do we have next? One of the Alpines. Is it Rush? No, it's Pombert, who improves by 1.5 seconds. Ralph now 0.6 up on his time, up in a 40.777. So who's going to be the first into the 39s? I think that's what it's going to take to be on pole position. You could see someone down into the 38s if they really push it and the track dries out adequately. Mos Eisley 39.3, so the first player down into the 39s. And that's a whacking, well, Bob just behind him actually, 39.7. Unfortunately would have been pole position, but Moss Isley 4/10 ahead of him as we stand. Andre out of qualifying, I think that is in the pits. He feels he's done the best that he can for today. Jack is on an out lap now, so I expect him to be up near the front as always. Pipkey as well is on an out lap. His teammate Summers just about across the line. No, it wasn't Summers, was it? It was one of the... it was Johnny. Sorry, Johnny. I keep mistaking the Red Bulls and the Red Bull Racer. I don't know why. Completely different names, let alone colours. 38.7, stonked lap there. It's 0.6 seconds, 0.6 of a second quicker. Pombert into second, 39.1. So we've got a 38.7 is the benchmark. Riker is next, but he's not going to be setting a lap there. Pipkey's just on an out lap. Then is it Tom Putty behind him? It's not. It's the other of Brother Adam. He goes 39.4 up in the fourth position, so we are certainly getting quicker and quicker as we go here. So Moss Isley down on his time. Bogarowski down in fifth. Can he improve? No, he's invalidated that one, but he crosses the line. He will get this one final lap. Okay, so let's jump. We've got Tom Putty next across the line, 39.3. Did he invalidate? 39.3. No, 39.3 up into fifth position. There we go. Just took me a while for my eyes to catch up. Jack, 39.5 into seventh position. Still wouldn't count him out during the race though. Next is not Connor. It is Johnny, isn't it? So as Johnny crosses the line, 39.0 puts him in second position. Okay, Nathan crossing the line there. We now have D Summers on his last attempt down on time, so he will not improve on his pole position time, but nobody else has improved on his pole position time yet. Pombert is messing up the final sector there, so that's the end of him. We then have Riker coming round to 38.1, so yeah, Riker nicking pole position there. Who do we have now? Pipkey 38.9 up into third position. I think that'll be the first time he's been off the front row of the grid this season. Ralph Albers Cossy's 39.8 keeps him down in 13th position. We then have Bog, I think, is the last, 38.832 up into fourth position for Bogarowski. So a good qualifying for him on the outside of the row two. And that brings to an end to qualifying. So Riker taking pole position, 38.140. Then Moss Isley second, 38.4. Summers in third with a 38.702. And Bogarowski 38.8 for the top four. Now, so Pipkey with possibly his lowest qualifying session this year. But as I say, you don't win anything for qualifying. It's all down to the race, which we will get to after we have the results here. So Riker taking pole position with Moss Isley joining him on the front row. We then have Summers and Bogarowski on row two. Row three, Pipkey and J5 Gaming. Row four is NLD Rush and Pombert. Row five, Connor and Tom Putty. Row six, Brother Adam and Kazingle. Row seven, Ralph Albers and Andre. Row eight, Skipper and Nathan. And row 9 composite with Piney Penguin at the back of the grid. Okay, so on to the race. We'll just wait for everybody to choose their setups and their strategies. Obviously, as we know, it is going to be raining, but whether it's going to come down harder or ease off, we'll find out during the race. But if it stays completely wet, we'll be looking at a one stopper. I say whether people are going to brave it on the inters or the wets. We'll wait and see when they're on the track. Obviously, a lot is to do with safety cars, but if there was no safety car, you'd be looking at a one stopper. You might be brave enough to go for a two stopper. This is obviously if the conditions don't change, but they could go from wets onto inters, back onto wets again. We'll just have to wait and see on that. But it's going to make it interesting, certainly going through the first corner. So yeah, I think Abbey is going to be a little bit busy. Could see some people going wide. Excuse me. But we'll wait and see. But yeah, obviously with no DRS as well, the main overtaking places down Wellington Straight and the Hangar Straight have been taken out of play. So it is really going to be down to putting as much pressure as you can on the driver in front to get them to make a mistake. So, okay, let's have a look at tyres. Well, it's interesting. We've got pretty much a split field there. So we've got the top 6 all going for intermediates. Russian Pombear 7th and 8th going on to the wets. Connor in 9th on the inters. Then Tom Putty and Brother Adam on wets. 12th we have Kazingle on the inters. And 15th Nathan on the inters. Everybody else going for the wets. I think, yeah, I mean, looking at the conditions, the inters will probably be the tyre that you want to be on. Certainly, I think probably the first few laps, the wets are potentially going to be the superior tyre, just to clear this water away, just going to give you a little bit more grip there. But we'll see. But Moss Isley really needs to slow down a bit, because he is absolutely tanking it on this formation lap, and everybody is staying a long way behind. So if he gets to the end, he's going to end up with very cold tyres compared to everybody else. You have Summers and Ralph Albers have been reset to the grid, so they're disqualified from their formation lap only. That will start the race, that's fine. But just seems weird with Summers in 3rd, Ralph down in 13th, that the two of them might have made contact. Yeah, I think Bog has... Yeah, Bog's got himself past Moss Isley just to up the pace a bit, I think, on this safety car. So there you go, Bog, that's your first overtake. Another 3, you can win this race. Right, so at the back will be Andre. Why is Andre at the back? Did he get disqualified? I wonder if he got a 5-place grid penalty. Because he certainly wasn't last. Piney was last. So yeah, I think Andre suffering a grid penalty there and being relegated down into 18th. So there must have been some kind of contact within qualifying. But we'll see. Anyway, we are ready to go. So it's 4, 5 red lights. The lights are out and off we go. Looks like a cagey start. Certainly someone at the back has completely stalled it. Ralph hasn't got going at all. So luckily nobody made any contact with them further back there. Okay, we've got nothing going through. Yeah, Ralph has... I'm not sure what's going on with Ralph, but we have a virtual safety car because of it. But yeah, it looks like... I'm not quite sure what happened to Ralph there. Pit key... Yeah, Ralph just didn't get going. I don't know, perhaps he had a toilet break and didn't make it back in time, or had a controller failure, but it's unfortunate that Ralph didn't really even get off the line before finishing. But there we go, so down to 17th. We're still under the virtual safety car, so it will neutralise the attacks for the moment. Obviously going to be good for the inter lads, because it will give them a chance to go around the track and clear up some of that water. Okay, so we are back racing again. Okay, so just running through the field as we are. Riker in first with Summers into second position. Moss Isley third. Pipke fourth and Bogorowski in fifth. So Bog losing a place there. But still a long way to go. Johnny losing a place to Rush. But right, okay, let's get back to the front. Pipke and Bogorowski both with penalties. 10-second penalties, yeah, so that must have been under the safety car. I did see a couple flash up, but I wasn't quick enough to figure out who it was. Okay, so we are nose to tail, obviously without the DRS. What's happened at the back here? Looks like Piney's off, or is it Nathan? Sorry, I can't find who it was now. I think it was Nathan. Piney's into the pits. But right, let's get back to the front battle here. So Summers just content for the moment just to sit behind. Let's not put any pressure on us. As I say, just feel your way in the conditions. Bog and Pom Bear getting a little bit close further back. And we've got a 1.7 second gap back to Johnny, who had Tom Putty literally sideways coming around that corner. It was a bit too early on the accelerator there, but Andre going for a move, and we have we yellow again. NLD Rush, what have you done? Can't see where he is at all. That's Nathan, yeah, I'm not sure where NLD Rush went off. No, it must have been down here. It seems a... Right, anyway, we are back racing again. Looks like Summers got a good restart. Unfortunately for Moss Isley, he picks up a drive-through penalty. I'm not sure if anyone else did on the top. They all seem to have pens up there. So yeah, front five, all with varying different penalties. That looks like Riker coming into the pits now. He is going to serve that drive-through. Johnny, I would expect, is probably going to do the same. Just serve it early and get it all out. But D Summers still going. Two behind him with a 10-second penalty as well. So right. Let's get back to the racing. So Summers now has a 2.5 second gap over his teammate Pipke, who's got Bogorowski right behind him. Then we've got Pom Bear in 4th position. Johnny in 5th. And then we've got the two Mercedes of Tom Putty and Brother Adam in 6th and 7th. Andre making his way up into 8th position. So I still expect him to score good points in this race. Skipper, as always, flirting with the points in 9th position, and Kazingle. So Jack not recovering too well so far, but he is still in it. Only a few seconds off of the lead, but he will soon need to make his way past. I think Composite might have made a mistake there, dropping... Oh no, it wasn't. No, it was Skipper, wasn't it? So yeah, it was Connor overtaking Kazingle. So Connor on the move in his Red Bull Racing. I'm sure Jack will keep him honest, but so Skipper in front is showing a little bit of pace this season. He's certainly not the easiest person to overtake. So Summers is into the pits now to serve that drive-through. Pipke, his teammate, will take over the lead of the race. Bogorowski up into 2nd, but both of those have 10-second time penalties that they will need to serve either if they pit or at the end of the race. So Summers, where's he going to come out? Looks like round about, yeah, so 12th position. You're going to get out ahead of Nathan? No, he's not. So 13th position. It was quite important that he got out ahead of Nathan there. Although he can just drive around the outside here. See, on the same aged tyres, because Summers not bitting, just going through a drive-through. Nathan deciding to go off and call his tyres now. I think, in all fairness to him, he did catch it. Now Riker back up into 13th. He makes his way past Nathan as well. Mos Eisley, the other one for the drive-through, down in 15th. Got 2.5 second gap to make up on Nathan. But at the front, Andre has latched on to the back of a group of 7, basically. They've then got a 3.5 second gap back to Havoc Connor. So yeah, front 7 all nose to tail, sort of separated by round about the second mark. Obviously just bouncing up and down a bit. But Bog has taken the lead from Pipke and he's trying to make a bolt for it. Meanwhile, Pombert making a move up the inside of Johnny, going into Stowe. And Pombert then peels off into the pits. So I think, yeah, I think the people on wets are deciding it's time to go onto the inters. But they will obviously have fresher tyres, but only by sort of 4 or 5 laps. It's not going to be a huge offset. But it will be interesting to see if the conditions change or whether somebody will take a set of inters to the end. Riker picking up fastest lap of the race as we stand. Mos Eisley soon beating that with a 45.8. So Summers makes the move on composite and Riker behind follows him through. So composite losing 2 places in the space of a straight there, but as I say, these two have been fighting at the front. I expect them to make their way back, but it's so Bog is stepping on it at the front, 2.2 seconds now ahead of Pipke. Pipke's got Johnny right behind him, so keeping the Red Bull family there. Brother Adam in the Mercedes, or sort of lurking in the background, about 1.5 seconds back, but he does have Andre right behind him as well. Jack looking to put some pressure on Skipper if he can, coming down towards Vale. And Skipper pulled into the pits, so an easy overtake there. Bog putting in fastest lap of the race. Brother Adam into the pits, that's why he's dropped a few positions. So another one looking at getting rid of those wet tyres. Piney picking up a 3-second time penalty there. Riker picking up the fastest lap of the race with a 45.1. How's Piney getting on at the back here? So he was I think he was going to struggle a bit, didn't have much time, well, didn't have any time to practice, didn't get any practice done at all, hasn't played it for a while, so it's, yeah, being thrown in a wet race as well. It's certainly an eye-opener. But 16th, he's already made up a place, that's the way to look at it. So he started 17th, obviously with Andre at the back of the field, but Andre up into 4th position, but still on those wet tyres, and he's starting to lose a lot of ground on the guys ahead now. 3.5 seconds down, and he's losing it quite a lot here. I mean, we're 4.1 seconds now, but sort of 3.8, 3.7, but yeah, I certainly think those intermediates are the better tyre to be on. Pipke and Johnny exchanging positions as well. So Johnny now the chase car after Bogorovsky. Bogorovsky 3.6 seconds ahead. 3.7, so the gap's only growing, to be honest. So Bog looking comfortable out there. Fastest lap of the race again, 45.016. So yeah, he's enjoying those conditions. But let's not follow him and jinx him. We'll have a look at everybody else, and I'll go back to him every now and then. Bog's teammate Kazingle up into 6th position now as well, so he's recovering from, was it 12th, 13th? I think he started. So yeah, recovering well to get up to the top 6. I think sitting 3rd in the championship at the moment. But after missing, I think it was 2 races, he didn't start at the start of the season. Obviously deciding to come on board race number 3 and fill that second Haas seat that was available, and they've been reaping the benefits ever since, to be honest. Push themselves back up into 2nd position now in the championship and looking strong contenders. Okay, into the pits, brother Adam, so he'll jump onto a fresh set of intermediates. We've still got 19 laps to go, or 20 including the one that we are on. I'm just going to have a quick look out, but it's only spitting, so finally picking up another 3-second time penalty there. But yeah, Bog's obviously going to want to pull out as much as he can on Johnny, because he is got that 10-second penalty. We've got a yellow flag. Where's the yellow flag for? Not sure. Can't see any wings missing, and there's no one hugely close together, so perhaps it was just a bit of a spin. But Andre now ditches those wets and comes in for intermediate. So we've only got composite out on the wet tyres. Everybody else has ditched them and come in for the intermediates. It only takes for it to chuck it down again, and the composite can find himself in a really good place on those wets, as long as he's not burnt them out too much. So tyre wear is huge on here, and if you're on the wrong compound tyres, it's going to eat the surfaces alive, to be honest with you. But Bog now 4.5 seconds clear of Johnny, so he is halfway towards that 10-second gap that he needs when he, well, either serves that penalty or it gets added to his race time at the end if they decide to go to a non-stopper. Obviously the wet conditions negates the need to use 2 separate tyre compounds, so in effect you don't need to pit. If you can take your tyres for the full race, you can do it. There's no law against it. But they are going to be rough towards the end, but as I said, sometimes it can work. So Jack up in the 5th now, past Summers, so he'll be looking at pushing on and catching the back of Connor. 4.5 second gap they have there. It's only going to get bigger if they carry on fighting. They need to work together, and then they have the potential of catching Connor. If they're going to fight and try and overtake, then it's just not going to happen. That gap is going to grow. So 5.2, 5.3, 5.4. There we go. A little bit of fighting, and the gap extends for what we now 4.5 to over 5.5 seconds. Sorry. Yeah. All of this has cost them nearly half a second in 2 corners. In fact, probably more than that now. Yeah, so Jack down into 7th. Riker making the move, or taking advantage of the 2 battling in front, and pops himself up into 6th position. Moss Isley also recovering well back into 8th after that drive-through penalty. So I think Andre's going to have some decent speed now on that fresh set of intermediates. Was doing pretty well on the wets, but if he can find a bit more grip and more speed on the inters, he'll be pushing himself right up there. Certainly want to get himself into the points. Currently sitting in 12th. And about 8 seconds off of the points. Okay, so the nearest battle we have going on is this quartet. As they D Summers at the head of it. We had Jack or Kazingo at the head of it. He seems to be changing Piney, picking up another penalty there. He must be on a few now. Let's have a look. 12 seconds of penalties. So he's already picked up 4. Yeah, 4 warnings basically. Or 4. Well, that'd be 12 warnings, wouldn't it? Christ. Yeah, 4 penalties. So, right, Pombear fastest lap 42.2. So the times are absolutely tumbling down. Andre with 41.0. Already has that gap to Tom Putty down to 1.3 seconds. That was over 2 seconds. So yeah, he is on the charge now. Bog keeping that gap around about 4.5 seconds, 4.6 seconds out front. Not enough as it stands to beat Johnny. But would be good enough for, I think, 3rd position, because I think Connor would get past as well. So Pipkey dropping off the back of Johnny now, and Connor on a charge behind him. Again, that gap was what, 3.5, 3.7 not long ago, now down to 2.8. Connor having a bit of a lonely race there, sort of just over 2 seconds back, but 5 seconds clear of the group behind him. Brother Adam, Piney into the pits. Okay, let's get back to this battle back here. So it looks like Summers and Riker have broken away from Jack and Mos Eisley. So we've got split into 2 groups now of 2.5 second gap. So I wonder how long before we see some pitters. We're probably looking at around, I mean, if they're going to do it and the weather's not going to change, you're looking at around about a 50-50 race. So you're going to come in around about that 13, 14 and then run them to the end. But as I say, we don't know what the weather conditions are. They might be holding out because it's going to chuck it down the final 6-7 laps. We just do not know. Very well representative of the good old British weather here. Although we've had it quite nice the last few weeks, so I can't complain too much. A bit chilly today, but at least the sun was shining. And obviously with the clocks changing now, we have the lighter evenings. So you don't feel like you're getting up in the dark and coming home in the dark. Mos Eisley now pressurising Kazingle. So Jack's going to come under pressure shortly. I think he's just struggling a bit with those tyres, but Mos Eisley looks more than happy, looks for the inside, going to make a move into Stowe. Jack quite wisely just backs off a little bit, but then gets a better drive and retakes the position. So yeah, I think Mos Eisley just going in a little bit too hot there, unable to just make the braking point. Jack potentially breaking a little bit earlier, got such better drive and obviously retakes that position. So Connor is into the pit, so he's the first of the front runners that is pulling the pin to put on a second set of intermediates. As I say, whether anyone up front is just going to run to the end, I don't know. Be a very brave move, but more than doable. So we've got Mos Eisley all over the back of Kazingle at the moment, and then just ahead of those, a battle for 4th between Summers and Riker. Just want to go down here because you've got Andre and Havoc Connor battling away behind Tom Putty. Tom's not an easy person to overtake, puts his car in the right places. Can be quite robust sometimes, but normally pretty fair. So again, he is not going to be easy to get past. And they really don't want to be held up too much. Brother Adam pumping in a 40.449 for the fastest lap of the race. Obviously with DTR we do award a point for fastest lap in the race as long as you finish in the top 10. I know in Formula One that's been taken away, but by popular demand and a sort of a vote, it was brought back in. And so, yeah, 26 points available on the table. Nothing for pole position. And Nathan closing in on Pombert. And just to do that, Andre makes that move on Tom Putty. So it looks like it might have been a little mistake there, because Andre's absolutely flown past. Kind of looked like he might have conceded or given the position back there. So I'm not sure if there was some kind of contact. Right, okay, so D Summers. Oh, we have... Oh, Johnny into the pits. That's why I see him tumbling down. Oh, no, Pipke, sorry. Johnny was in probably a lap or so before. So Bog is running it long as 15.3 second gap over Riker, but has not pitted yet. So he's going to be on the older tyres to the end. We'll have a quick look at the age of the tyres. Oh no, Riker's on the same. So Summers, Moss Isley and Kazingles, and none of those have pitted yet. So we are probably looking at around about the optimal time now. This lap, well, obviously the lap before this lap or the next lap are going to be your target 3. Piney Penguin has retired from the session. That looks like a pit lane retirement. So yeah, Piney having enough tonight and retiring in the pit lane. I hope to God that car doesn't come back out, because Bog is now just coming down the start finish line. And looks like Piney's car's coming back out on the track. Oh, please don't involve anyone. Hoping it has come out now and it will literally just drive off. But here comes Riker. He's going to see it just ahead of him. Hopefully that car does not get in the way, which it does. Bravo. This is why we do not retire in the pit lane. Okay, so it looks like it was avoided there narrowly. Okay, so right. So Bug with a 15.3 second lead. Connor now wanting to get past. What happened to Andre? Why is Andre all the way down in 13th again? Did he have to? He's come into the pits, isn't he? Another fresh set of tyres. Must have had some damage that I didn't see. Perhaps that was the incident with Tom Putty and Connor getting a little bit involved in. Kazingle pick up a 3-second time penalty there. So both Haas boys with pens. Unfortunately, Bogrovsky with 10 seconds. For, I think that was contact under the safety car or virtual safety car. Johnny closing on Pombert. Is he going to go up the inside? He's not. He's going to be wise. Plenty of time to go. Still got 12 laps. Bog into the pits. Where is he going to join? He's going to serve that 10-second penalty, and he is going to come out. I think he might just come out ahead of this battle here, so he might just retain 5th position. Oh, it's going to be close. It's going to be close. It's going to be close. Bog does keep that position. So fresh set of inters. Tom Putty behind on 10 lap old inters. If Bog can fire these up and get going again, he can use Tom Putty as a buffer to keep Connor and Summers behind. Pombert and Johnny battling away there. Johnny making that position stick and is up into the podium positions on 3rd place. Front 2 yet to pit, so you could look at the de facto leader is probably Johnny, Pombear second with Bogorovsky third on the podium, but still, as I say, a long way to go. And these front two don't necessarily need to pit. Jack, I think, will, because he's going to get swallowed up by this gaggle here. But you know, Riker 9 seconds clear in the front. He could well decide to try and stretch it. Be interesting to see. It'll be slippy as hell towards the end, but so yeah, Riker out front, looking pretty comfortable. A nice clear track behind him. And so we jump back to Kazingal, who does not have a clear track behind him. He's got Johnny all over the back of him. Connor and Tom Putty were under Tom. Tom coming to the pits. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so finally Connor is unleashed. With Summers and Pitke right behind him. Ross Eisen coming in 39.6 for the fastest lap of the race so far. Andre 39.0 on those fresh set of intermediates. So he's back up a lot of places though, currently in 12th. And so he's in a bit of a yo-yo race. He's been sort of at the back, at the front, at the back, at the front, at the back. And now working his way back up, just 1.8 off of Nathan. And Nathan right on the back of Skipper, but then a 10, nearly 11 second gap to 9th position. So I think Andre could probably be looking, I don't know, maybe 7th if the front two do pit, but if they don't, so Andre now getting held up, I think, a little bit by Skipper. So Jack still has Johnny all over the back of him. But the gap is coming down ever so slightly at the front. Was over 9 seconds now. Well, it was just dipped under the 8. It's now pinged back up again. But perhaps these two could use each other to pull towards Riker. Bog in 5th has that gap to Pombear down to 7.3, was 9 seconds, so Bog using those fresh intermediates. They've got a couple of second gap behind him to the D Summers battle. But these two battling here in 2nd and 3rd has invited Pombear to the party. He is now right on the back of these two. We'll look to make or take advantage of any mistake that either of them make in front. And obviously with this battling going, squeezing going on, you never know what you're going to pick up, do you? There's A's in just behind there. Jack keeping that position. Brother Adam into the pits. So he'll fresh set of inters on and back out he goes. But yeah, we have a real battle on now between these three. Johnny now making the move up into 2nd place. Jack down into 3rd on those 16 lap old intermediates. Still not pitting now, picking up another 3 second time penalty. I think that's 6 that he's got in total. I'm going to drop him down a few places behind his teammate, potentially behind Summers, but so still 9 laps to go, including the one that we're on. Johnny has now pulled away from Jack, nearly 2 seconds already. It's only been, what, 3/4 of a lap or so that Johnny's been passed. But it just goes to show how much you can be held up, even though you're the faster car on the faster tyres. Okay, so Johnny 8.5 seconds behind Riker. He's just nibbled into that gap a bit whilst pulling away from Kazingal. Pombear just dropping off the back of Kazingal as well in fourth position. Bog on it. He is 2.7 seconds behind Pombear now. That is going to be the battle for the final podium place, because Jack obviously with a 6-second penalty, but also not pitting as of yet. Whether he's going to go the whole race, the same as Riker in front. It's a gamble, but as I say, yeah, those tyres are going to be absolute hell, as Mars Ranger's saying. Oh, Nathan has been kicked out. Let me just get him back in. Bear with me one moment. Send him a couple just in case. Right. Okay, I've sent it, Nathan. You should be back in hopefully soon, sir. Okay, right, where are we? Where's the battle going? And Moss Isley on the back of Pipkey here. Looking for the move up the inside, but Pipkey sticking to the racing line. You're welcome, Nathan. Good job you added me before the race. Right, okay, so lap number 19, we are on. Riker, that gap is coming down now, 6.8 seconds, but I think he's gone too far to do anything other than to commit to the no stop. The same with Jack, who's got Pombear right behind him, and Bogarowski has now closed up to this group. But what they've got to do is keep an eye on Summers behind. It's only 2.2 seconds further back, and if these three are slow, is it 3? 1, 2, 3? Yeah, 3. I can count. There we go. If these three are holding each other up, it's not going to be long before Summers gets on to the back of his train. And as defending champion, he really needs to start getting some points there. Connor picking up a time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Oh, Connor. Right, so hopefully Nathan's back in. I don't know why I don't get any messages up to say when people have disappeared, or I'm just so oblivious to it that I don't see it. But I'll have to have a look into that if it's not working, so at least I know when people have disappeared. Okay, so let's get on to this battle now for third position. We've got Kazinga, we've got Pombear, we've got Barry Bogarowski, and we do have D. Summers, who's closed up on the back. So it just goes to show how much Jack is really holding this group up now. It's probably a couple of seconds that he's cost him over the space of a lap. I think what he wants to do here is strategically try and let his teammate pass while holding off Pombear. But ideally he needs Bog to get past Pombear. So he has 10 lap fresher tyres, so more than possible. And I think, oh, I thought that might have been Bog going for the move. It's a little look down the inside. Jack going wide, struggling for grip there. I think this is where the position is going to be made. Although Jack, oh, that's some teamwork for you. Is Jack just pushing a little bit deep in there and allowing his teammate pass on the inside. So yeah, I mean, there's a good coordinated teamwork there, and Bog up into third position, 9.9 seconds behind Johnny. So I think it's going to be a struggle for him to get any higher than he is now, obviously, unless anybody in front gets penalties. But what we need to do is keep an eye on that gap at the front, because Riker is dropping off now. And so Moss Isley just getting past Pipkey there. Summers blown it, mate. You pick up a 3-second penalty. There we go. That's pretty much podium gone. think it is just 3. He's got, yeah, 3. Jack's got the 6. 6, Connor the 10. So yeah, that is pretty much bye-bye to the podium, and I think he knows that he's just dropped off a little bit. But obviously Jack behind him, so 6 seconds on him. But what they've got to be careful is Pombert is not very far behind, so they could well find themselves susceptible to dropping a couple of places here. The Bog 9.3 is carving into that gap, but I just don't think there is enough time. Riker's tyres are dropping off at a rate of knots now. 2.7 seconds his lead to Johnny. Was over 9 seconds not too long ago. But Riker just needs to make sure that his tyres don't go off, because he will have... Oh, Jack has pitted now. So a bit late in the day, Jack, but if he can still get himself out in the points, get himself an extra point for fastest lap, with his teammates scoring some good points, it will be another good week for the Haas team, especially with Red Bull, only one driver currently in the top 10. Jack is going to keep hold. Is he going to get out just in front? I think he is. Again, it's going to be another one. It's going to be bloody close with Tom Putty. And just about keeps 10th position there. So, but as I say, with that 6-second penalty, he is... Well, it's currently down in 12th, so it needs to step on the gas and pull away. Johnny at the... Oh, Riker must have come... No, it's... Riker... his tyres are... He's got a puncher, rear left. We did say it was going to be a struggle to get to the end. Yeah, 26 laps on those is a real struggle. So 5 laps short of the end. He obviously trying to get round. Oh, he's spinning everywhere now. Oh, bless. He was having such a good race, but this is the risk that you take. And this is going to seem like about a 10-mile drive now to get back to the pits. He'll have no control. Every time he hits the brake, it's going to want to spin. So unfortunate for Riker there, but Johnny has taken the lead. Now has a nearly an 8-second lead over Bogorovsky, who himself is 2.2 clear of Summers. Summers just needs to monitor that gap back to Pombert, currently 3.9 seconds. If he can keep it above that 3 seconds, he will retain his podium tonight. Deservedly so. It's been a strong drive from him. But this is unfortunately what penalties can do. They can be an absolute killer. Quite impressive tonight. Only 3 drivers out. Ralph unfortunately getting disqualified before he started. Really, obviously didn't get going. So I think it was probably a wheel issue or something. But there must have been a reason. But yeah, unfortunately him getting disqualified straight away. NLD Rush again. Not quite sure what happened to him, but disappearing. Pombert with a spin. Also with a puncher. So yeah, it looks like everybody that hasn't pitted, if you haven't pitted, come in and pit now, because your tyres are going to blow. Composites are next on 13 laps. Skipper and Pombert. I'm surprised Skipper, I would probably recommend you come in and pit, sir, because I don't think you'll make it to the end otherwise. Just gonna keep an eye on his tyres as he's going round. No, he's halfway round. We'll just keep an eye on Skipper, but I think Riker picking up 10 seconds for speeding in the pit lane. Pombert spinning all over the place. So Riker, it really has gone from bad to worse now, hasn't it? There we come in, put a fresh set of tyres on, and off he will go again. Gap at the front down to 5.2 seconds, but only 3 laps to go. Be 2 seconds a lap. If Bob can do that, he can still win this race. So Bob can say that 5.3. Connor is the nearest to anyone really. Jack picking up another penalty, so it's going to be 9 seconds. That is going to... he'll probably still stay in the points. but we'll lose a couple of positions. We have a yellow flag. Looks like Pombear is having a really tough, he's got a puncher. It's a 18 lap old. Has Skipper pitted? Because he must be very, very close to those tyres going pop. Either that or he is a little tyre whisperer and he's going to manage to get into the end. But I would have thought he would have the tyre warning on there. Oh, Pombear, it's going to be a nightmare from there as well. I think he might have beached it. Oh no, he hasn't beached it. He's okay. He's just waiting for the traffic. He's been really good waiting for the traffic, but the problem is you then get a countdown to the fact you're going to get disqualified. So, yeah, it is what it is. So, right, so Summers suddenly is under threat for his last place on the podium. Mos Eisley has worked his way back up into full position now, just 1.3 seconds behind. Doesn't need to make the overtake. Mos Eisley, you can literally just sit behind for the last couple of laps and you will take that third place on the podium because of the 3-second time penalty that Summers has. But who the hell was that? Was that Riker unlapping himself? I think it was, wasn't it? Yeah. Which, I mean, you're well within your rights to do, but just not to do it cleanly. Skipper still going. Fair play to you, Skipper. Andre picking up a 10-second time. Oh, he is off. I think, yeah, he's... Problem is, when these tyres get old, you are struggling like hell. Oh, he's got a puncher as well. 11 laps and he's getting a puncher. Skipper's done 19 laps and they look fine. Well, Skipper could be the new tyre whisperer. We'll see. If he makes it to the end, I'll give him a pat on the back for certain. He's only got 2 laps to go. Oh, who was that in front? That's Andre. Spinning obviously because of that puncher. So Skipper up into the points, making it up into 10th position. Jack back up into 7th, but he's going to lose 1 more place. 2 more places because of that penalty. No, 1 more place because Connor's also got 1, but then I think Jack's got 9. So, yeah, we'll see. Anyway, I am Yabber in there. So, gaps have all sort of opened up a little bit now, but Bog has that gap down to under a second. Last lap of the race. Bogrovsky is all over the back of Johnny. 2 lap younger tyres. Can he do it? Summers 5 seconds further back, but Mos Eisley all over the back of him now. Let's watch this battle with Bog and Johnny as we're coming around Woodcott, isn't it? Yeah, towards Copse now. At the end of this straight, obviously the flat, well, pretty much flat out. Notorious for the Hamilton Verstappen incident a few years ago. Also, was it Sonoda who ended up upside down? Skipper, oh, Skipper. Into the pits. Did he have a puncher? He did. Oh, you were 1 lap short, Skipper. 1 lap short, mate. Unlucky. Absolutely unlucky. It's so bloody close. But right, okay. We have a Carbian lap gets itself out of the way. Johnny now coming under pressure from Bog. This is a do or die now coming down into Vale. I don't think Bog is going to try it. He's too far back. I think he's just going to be content with picking up 2nd position. So after a bit of a topsy-turvy race for him, also picking up a 10-second penalty, which was quite painful for him. But still to recover to finish just over half a second behind. So Johnny taking his 3rd race win of the season. Bogrovsky in 2nd. Summers will come home in 3rd position, but will finish 4th on track with Mos Eisley picking up the final place on the podium due to a penalty. Pitke will come home in 5th. Nathan crosses the line in 6th. Jack crosses the line in 7th. Then we have Tom Putty, who jumps above Kazingle, so up into 7th for Tom. Kazingle down into 8th. 9th position going to Havoc Connor. 10th is going to be Brother Adam, I think, depending on those penalties. Have a look. Yeah, so Brother Adam's going to finish 10th. 11th will be Composite. 2 McLarens already finishing in 13th and 14th after what seemed a real promising race for him. Unfortunately, it fell off towards the end. Obviously, one getting a drive-through, one getting puncher. It was, yeah, a bit of a nightmare. Pom Bear will cross the line soon. But Composite's going to come home in 11th position. So just ahead of his teammate. So Skipper looking so good just until that tyre burst with only just a lap and a bit to go. He was nearly there. But anyway, Composite comes across in finishes in 11th. Skipper will be next. And the last car on track to cross the line. So congratulations to Johnny picking up 3rd place, or 3rd win of the season. Not sure if that will give him the lead in the championship with Pickford finishing 5th. I think it may well do. But most of the title contenders picking up sort of decent-ish points. Certainly considering the race might not have gone the way that they wanted it to. But here we are. So there's Johnny having a good old little dance as he comes on. Don't put your back out, Johnny. And Bogorowski on the podium there, along with Moss Isley. So yeah, Moss Isley missing last week, but he's been strong this year, so I think he's going to be there or thereabouts. Right, let's jump to race winner Johnny. Fastest lap going to Brother Adam. Nathan, driver of the day. Most overtakes to Kazingle, and cleanest driver going to Johnny. Let's just get the classified results up. So Johnny taking, as I say, his 3rd victory of the season, with Bogorowski 0.7 behind. Moss Isley finishing off the podium. Then 4th we have Summers, 5th Pipkey, 6th Nathan, 7th Tom Putty, 8th Kazingle, 9th Connor, 10th Brother Adam, 11th Composite, 12th Skipper, 13th Riker, 14th Andre, 15th Pom Bear. Then with the DNFs of Piney Penguin in the pits, NLD Rush I'm not sure about, and Ralph Albers. So that brings an end to round number 6. We're actually at the halfway stage now of the season. So from here on, we'll be into the 2nd stage. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting final end to the season. But also the fact our next race, we're going to be back at Austria. And it's going to be a fun one, actually, because next week we're in Austria, and the week after we're in Austria. But next week's going to be a standard way round. The following week will be a reverse track, so it'll be interesting to see on that one. But anyway, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I hope you have enjoyed it. Have a wonderful Easter weekend. Don't eat too much chocolate. I'll be back next Thursday, same time for Division 2, and Summers will be back with his commentary on Division 1 next Wednesday at 8 o'clock. So for myself, Nellboy, have a wonderful evening, lovely Easter weekend, and I'll see you next week. Take care, everyone. Goodbye.